Good evening. Two people from Edmonton are dead after a three-vehicle collision on Highway 28 near St. Paul on Monday afternoon. Now, RCMP say it happened on the highway just east of the Amaleg turnoff. An eastbound SUV crossed the center line and collided with a westbound trailer. The SUV then collided with a westbound minivan, which was following behind the trailer. The minivan went into the ditch where it quickly caught fire. Other motorists were able to pull a 12-year-old girl from the vehicle, but the driver, a 49-year-old man, and a 52-year-old female passenger were unable to be saved as the fire fully spread. The 27-year-old female driver of the SUV and the young girl were airlifted to Edmonton Hospital. RCMP continue to investigate. Now, Vermilion police are asking for help in finding a missing person. Police say on Monday, 35-year-old Imants Zarins failed to show up for work at the business in Innisfree. Zarins is a foreign worker from Latvia. He's described as slender, 6'4" in height and 175 pounds. He is clean-shaven with a short blonde hair. Zarins' vehicle, a white 1997 Pontiac Grand Am bearing Alberta license plate BKG 1632, is also missing. Foul play is not suspected at this time. Anyone with information is asked to call the nearest RCMP detachment. As the mercury rises, the temperature in vehicles can often feel like an oven, making it unbearable to stay in for long periods of time. And it seems every summer there are reports of kids and pets left behind. Anna Stanislaw joins us in studio and has more on this week's Healthy Living.
Thanks, Bart. Police were called to the Canadian Tire parking lot yesterday of an animal in distress after it was left in a vehicle. Officials are warning the public of the dangers of being left in the heat.
We did approach the truck to see if it was running, and we couldn't hear that it was running. We went inside, we approached customer service right away and let them know that there was a truck not running with two dogs inside. Since we've come out here after doing our shopping, he has not returned, and we've since called the RCMP.
It wasn't easy to see with the windows tinted, but according to this woman, two dogs were left in this truck with the windows open slightly for close to 30 minutes.
Even if the windows are cracked a small degree, there's just not a lot of air movement that is going to keep the interior temperature lower. Seeing dogs that are panting, acting frantic, barking, all of those would be warning signs.
RCMP say they expect more of these types of calls to come, but it isn't just pets in distress. There were a growing number of cases last year in Canada involving children left in vehicles under hot weather. Constable Grant Kersinger says to make sure to look at all factors involved before calling police.
How hot of a day it is, potentially how long the child has been in the car, if they've been sitting there watching for a long period of time, or if it's something they just noticed briefly. We would ask that there would be some time allowance in there.
Leaving your child in a vehicle is a more intense form of heat stroke, causing irreversible brain damage.
Initially the kid will be crying and quite upset, but eventually the child will go into coma and will be totally unresponsive.
If there is distress involved, whether with a child or a pet, police say to call 911 and to not take action into their own hands.
It's not their property, and we don't want anybody to be held liable for anything. To give us a call, and we will take care of that situation accordingly.
You'd think it would be common sense nowadays, but apparently we need more awareness on this, not to leave your kids, your dogs, anybody in a vehicle in any hot weather.
The driver of the vehicle took off after RCMP approached him.
Now, Dr. Berg says depending on the temperature, an animal can die of heat exhaustion within 20 minutes to half an hour. As for children, Dr. Saeed says they should not be left alone at all, and police are advising to take down the license plate of the vehicle if it leaves before police arrive so they can further investigate. Bart?
That's some good advice. Thanks, Anna. Now, Lloydminster RCMP are investigating break-ins at two businesses. Police say sometime last weekend, copper wire was cut out of the Hampton Inn and Suites. A meter set was also taken, and police also responded to a report of a possible break and enter at a Factory Sports yesterday. The investigation is continuing. Colonial Days are less than a week away, and organizers are already preparing. Officials at the Lloyd say more than 36,000 people went through the fair gates last year, and they expect more of the same around this time of year. Super passes are already on sale at the Co-op Marketplace and will be available until Tuesday.
They give you a ride all day armband and a gate admissions pass. We also have a new 4 days fun package, which is strictly just 4 days of fair gate admission.
And to alleviate the high parking demand in the area, the exhibition is running an all-day shuttle service once again.
We know parking can be a little bit tricky, especially in the early evenings. So we did again continue the program this year. We have 2 pickup locations. One will be the Superstore Gas Bar and one will be the Service Center Multiplex.
The fair is also looking for more workers to help out at the gates. For more information, you can visit the Lloydx offices. It all kicks off on Wednesday after the Colonial Days Parade with a special sneak peek night on Tuesday. And you can catch the parade live as we broadcast it on Wednesday at 10:15 on CKSA. Now be sure to join us tonight for a 7 p.m. for the Border Markers, a retrospective, an hour-long 20th anniversary celebration of one of the most controversial projects ever embarked on the border city. Brian Hardy has searched through the news stories and has compilations of archival reports describing the arduous undertaking of the tower's creation. It chronicles the building of the lofty landmarks from their conception to their completion, and that's only part of the story. And that's the Border Markers, a retrospective tonight at 7 p.m. on CITL.